UFC Vegas 85 went down last night at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. It was the 92nd event held at the Apex, and there are also 6 more Apex events scheduled before the start of June. Since the UFC returned from the COVID break in May 2020, 56% of events have been there. I have found some fun facts of UFC Vegas 85 Dolidze vs Imavov, so without wasting any time, let's start the video. I'm the guy with the Indian accent and you are on Fightbook. As you know, UFC fans as well as the fighters do not like the Apex cards. It is now confirmed that UFC president Dana White does not like Apex as well, because despite he was in Las Vegas, he preferred to go watch Conor vs Peter Dobson boxing event rather than Dolidze vs Imavov. February is a big month for Georgia, as there are 3 Georgians fighting at the top level in the UFC this month. Dolidze fought to prove himself the real contender in the middleweight division, but failed to do so and dropped to number 10, giving his number 7 spot to Imavov. Next are Merab Dvalishvili and Ilya Topuria, both fighting at UFC 298. Who do you think will be the first Georgian champ? Although Drew Dober lost his fight to Renato Moicano, he still somehow managed to stay in the rankings. He holds the record of most knockouts in UFC lightweight history with 9. Renato Moicano also did not get any spot up in the rankings despite this hard-fought impressive victory. Happy birthday to Natalia Silva, who turned 27, extending her win streak to 11 and went 5-0 in the UFC, all in one day or maybe at the same moment. Her win streak in the UFC is now second longest in the women flyweight division, tied with Macy Barber. Aliaskhab Khizriev vs Mahmoud Muradov ties Kevin Casey vs Antonio Carlos Jr. from UFC Fight Night 80 for the shortest no-contest result in UFC history at 11 seconds only. Khizriev won his UFC contract in September 2020 in Dana White's Contender Series, and it took him 1.5 years and 4 fight cancellations to make a successful UFC debut in March 2022. Now, after 2 years, when he entered the octagon, this misfortune happened. These last 3 years for Khizriev have been brutal, and to have this called off in seconds due to an eye poke is truly unfortunate. Former Cage Warriors flyweight champion Molly McCann not only got back in the win column but also got her career's first submission win at UFC Vegas 85. Molly by submission was plus 650. Her opponent Diana Belbita revealed that she really contemplated retirement after her last loss, but when she got the Molly McCann rematch, she changed her mind. She wanted to avenge the loss but got brutally submitted. The CT scan on Diana Belbita's arms came back negative per her team, and she avoided a broken arm. Charles Johnson, who derailed the hype train of previously undefeated Azat Maksum, came into this fight on a 3-fight losing streak. This another loss would have meant him losing his job, but it seems he has saved it. After making his unsuccessful debut against Muhammad Mokaev, it was his 6th straight fight at Apex. He is fed up with Apex, where there is no audience, and he was never allowed to bring his family to watch him fight live. Tempa Gimbo called it. He said he's going to get first round finish, and he did what he said. So not giving him a bonus is tough to come to grips with. He uses the money to provide a better quality of life for people in his native Zimbabwe. Gorimbo says The Rock changed his life and he's going to work every day to change others' lives. Gorimbo has built 4 water wells in his native Zimbabwe and is currently helping people in his village who have long-term health issues due to waterborne illness. Now some would say that performance bonus is not giving on this basis, like his 32-second KO was not the fastest of the event. And now that's all. If you enjoyed the video, you know what I'm gonna ask you to do. So do it. Subscribe the channel immediately if you haven't, and then do whatever you want.